Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today we're talking about the 2024 IFBB Pro League Toronto Pro, all the women's events results. We got bikini, wellness, figure, women's physique, and women's bodybuilding. There was also a Masters division in each of these categories as well. I won't do a full breakdown of the entire category, but I will at least show you the winner of each of those because those women need some attention too. It was a huge show, lots of fabulous physiques. Let's just get right to it. This is going to be a big one. Okay, so in terms of Olympia, the open division qualifies for Olympia, not the Masters. They have their own Olympia and their own qualification system for it. So in terms of the Olympia 2024, last year's top three are automatically qualified, and then the first place winner of every open division competition within the qualification period gets to go. So we are well on our way, probably about halfway through by now, the qualification period, October 9th till September 15th. And the list is growing, and it is so exciting. Okay, so let's begin with women's bikini. In first place, Maxine. Second, Cassandra. Third, Anna. Fourth, Alice. And fifth, Serena. And when you look at the scores, it was very even all the way through. A beautiful, clear win for Maxine. So here's Serena in fifth place in the Open, and she also got first place in the Masters show. Very impressive. So she looks stunning. Great glute. I think she's got a nice size. She's got some nice like horizontal width to the glute. She's popping it beautifully, and I really like where the glute and the hamstring come together right here. She's got this beautiful curve. Just gorgeous. Really nice definition coming down the side of her leg. A little bit of detail in that back leg too. Super easy to see obliques. Some nice detail in her side here. Nice round delts. Stunning hair and makeup. She looks so just bright and vibrant. And the color of the suit and the color of her tan. She looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm not crazy about how sideways her stomach is in this pose. The leg being sideways is nice because it shows you a really good profile of that glute and that hamstring, and you're seeing enough of her back leg, so she's not hidden. But I just feel like I want to see more of like the middle part of her abs, her torso, the nice flat midsection, maybe a little bit of detail in that six pack. And I almost feel like her delt is a little bit too inwards compared to her glute. Like if she could just be a tiny bit more of a 45-degree angle or just twist the shoulders a bit so that we have a little bit more of that really balanced width of the upper body matching the width of the lower body. So just a tiny bit more twist. That's all I want. I think otherwise she looks really stunning, nice size, nice conditioning, and just a gorgeous overall look. Okay, next is Alice in fourth place. Beautiful midsection. So I love that we get to see more of the front of her body. You have such a tiny waist on Alice. Just absolutely incredible. It's so small, and the difference between the smallness of her waist and then the largeness of her shoulders and her glutes is really crazy. So very apparent hourglass curve, gorgeous. Her conditioning is very clear. You've got a really well-defined quad. There's a line coming through her back leg here, her abs. My gosh, these obliques are so easy to see. No crazy six pack, so that's very impressive to be this lean without having too much definition. A little bit ribby, but her delts are not overly lean. You don't see a lot of striations, so she's got a pretty good overall look. A lot of lines, very toned, very tight, very tiny looking, extremely athletic, but not like overly detailed. So it's a good look for her. I think she should be very careful not to go anymore with the leanness and the conditioning because you don't want to have vascularity. You don't want to have too many striations. I think she's really close, but this is beautiful. Lots of beautiful lines. Your eye flows over her body. You see these gorgeous delts, and just she's got a great shape. I think she has to be careful. I know it's just a photo, so it could have just been not quite in the pose, but just to be careful of not having her hand out to the side. I know they don't want that sideways arm thing, is when they're seeing the posing. They just want that natural hand, but you don't want the arm to obstruct the glute either. So it's a balance, but she's looking beautiful. Nice red suit, nice hair, gorgeous tan, everything's amazing. Okay, next and third is Anna. She looks stunning. I know her eyes are close in this photo, but I actually love it. It lets you see her beautiful makeup, her smile, her hair. She's bright. She's just gorgeous. And the color of her suit is really unique. I think it's green, maybe with a little bit of teal in there, but it's not the really bright jewel tone color that you normally see when people do green, like an emerald, but it's also not the sapphire blue. Like, it's just beautiful. It's a really nice, kind of luxurious, rich color. It looks great on her skin, and her posing looks fabulous. I really love how she's holding her hand here to maintain a nice curve in this shoulder in the back, and I also love how level her shoulders are to each other. She's completely straight across the top, which gives such a nice look at the width of her upper body. Then you see the lat, that tiny waistline, and beautiful curve to the glute. It's just a stunning shape. She's got really nice definition as well, while still having some good fullness. Like, I see a lot of curve to the hamstring. The quads are nice and round. There's quite a bit of detail coming through on the back leg. The lines are very clear here. But she doesn't look overly striated or lean. She still looks very full and healthy and vibrant and muscular. And I think she did a really great job here. Not too much rib showing. She's posing really well. I like the amount of torso that we're seeing. Like, she really nailed everything. In particular, I'm loving the way she's posing with her foot here. I think it's just a very pretty way that she's holding this leg. You see a nice shape in her quad. The hamstrings look big. Like, she nailed it. I don't think I have anything critical or negative to say. The posing is great. The suit is beautiful. She's gorgeous. Okay, next in second place is Cassandra. Stunning in the purple suit, big earrings, big smile, beautiful hair. She looks just gorgeous. Amazing amount of definition coming through on this quad. Like, the groove in her hip up here is so deep. And yet, again, not overly detailed. She doesn't have too many striations or anything to show that she's overly lean. So a lot of detail coming through on the leg, but still a nice amount of softness and roundness to her muscles. So great balance. I think she's got a really nice curve to the glute, and particularly the fullness in the top of the glute looks fantastic. Like, the curve starts right at her strap here, and there's no slope, there's no straight lines. It's just pure roundness. It looks unreal. She's got some nice shoulders. I think the delt here on this arm in particular looks beautiful. Really nice shape to the delt here. I wouldn't mind, okay, this is crazy to talk about in bikini, but I wouldn't mind if the tricep and the delt had a little more separation. Like, I see it here. You see the roundness of the delt, and it comes in before the arm muscles. But on this side, it's almost just a tiny little dip here, and more of a straightness overall. I would love to see if the delt came in a little like sharper, and then the tricep had more of its own bubbly shape, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So just to see like more of the curves of the arm itself in comparison to the delts. The other thing that I noticed is, just from a tan perspective, this leg looks really rich and dark, kind of up to about here, and then the tan seems a bit lighter. So I don't know if that was just the lighting and the way the photo captured it, but I would love to see the tan a little darker all the way from top to bottom. But like, I think she looked really beautiful. She's got great size and nice posing. The calf muscles look crazy good. Okay, now here's Maxine in first place. Unreal. The color of her suit, her makeup, her pose, the delicate way she's got her foot here. She's got fullness in the hamstrings. She's not overly detailed in the conditioning in her legs. Like, we've got a bit of a groove here, but I don't think she's as outlined in the quad as some of the others. But potentially the most ab definition, which is great. It looks awesome on her. She's lean. She's got that athletic look, but still the fullness and really nice soft roundness to the quads in particular. I think she's got some really good size on the legs. Her glutes look amazing, really good curve, nice small waist, and most of all, what I think makes her different than everybody else is her lat. Her lats go like almost all the way to the bottom of her suit here. Like right there is the beginning of her lat. So that triangle shape in the top is just so clear and easy to see. Your eye flows along her back, her silhouette, and it's gorgeous. She holds her shoulders very level and even, beautiful roundness to the delt. Just overall stunning. But I love the size of the quads, the roundness in the quads, and this lat really catches my eye. All right, so everyone side by side, gorgeous. No doubt this is an amazing top 5, but definitely I'm drawn to Maxine because of that triangular shape that she has in her upper body and just the way she's posing, the way she holds herself. You definitely see it draws all of your eyes right to this point where her waist is so small, beautiful definition in her abs, and then right to the glute. And when you look at her legs compared to everyone else, she's got a lot of size, but still a nice degree of conditioning where it's not overly outlined. There's just that little bit of a groove here and then fullness in the quad. I think Alice beside her and Cassandra on the other side, you see a lot more detail in that front quad. And Maxine just looks a little bit softer while still having abs and beautiful definition. So to me, my eye is drawn to her in that vibrant suit, and she looks stunning. And from behind, Maxine looks amazing as well. A lot of full roundness to her glutes. When you look at Cassandra and Alice on the side, beside her, their glutes have a little bit more straightness to the side, whereas I really notice the curve to Maxine's glutes. Cassandra has some crazy size in her legs. I think she's got some great hamstrings. Beautiful definition here. Serena catches my eye as well for that nice amount of curve she has to the inside of her legs. Anna, her delts look amazing here. I think Serena definitely could have a little bit more delts, a little bit more of that roundness when you compare her next to Anna. Maxine just looks really nice and narrow to the waist, nice balance between top to bottom. Alice, I felt, could have had a little bit more fullness in her hair, just so that it's not such a straight line of hair coming down, but more of maybe that triangular shape to really draw your eye to that V taper look in the back with the big delts coming into the smaller waist. So I think it was a great win for Maxine in a beautiful top 5. And of course, there she is, added to the list. Okay, moving on to wellness. In first place, Alexis. Second, Carlotta. Third, Celeste. Fourth, Samara. And fifth, Esmeralda. And once again, very even scores. So here's Esmeralda in fifth place. She wasn't quite in her pose, but it's still a great picture. Wow, she's got great size in her quads in particular. I love the sweep in this back leg. Beautiful size and really nice curves to the glute as well. You see that gorgeous roundness right from the hip of her, the strap of her suit on her hip. Beautiful detail coming through in her abs. Nice size in her delts as well, and just pretty overall, so feminine with the pink suit, the pink lip, little bit of, I think, pink in her eyeshadow. I think she looks really beautiful. Compared to some of the other girls, I think the conditioning could have been even harder, a little bit leaner to show more detail in the leg, particularly in the quad, in the back leg. When you compare her to our first place winner, there's a bit more detail coming through. But I think size is gorgeous, and just overall, she's a really pretty overall look. Okay, next in fourth place in the Open, but also first place in the Masters division is Samara, and she looks beautiful. I love the suit. It's a great color with her. I think there's even some blue in her earrings. Stunning. Her legs are so impressive. Great size in the quads. This quad sweep is gorgeous. I love the teardrop definition she's getting here. Nice groove. But what I really love is this dip that she's getting where the glute and the hamstring come together. Just her glute looks amazing. Really nice curve and great tiny little midsection right here where the waist comes in. I'm not crazy about her posing though. I feel like this shoulder is way pulling her downwards. I think if she could pull up, open the clavicles, just kind of twist a little bit more, but keep the upper body more upright, it would be more flattering to that curvy S shape of her back. And we'd get to see the full roundness, the full roundness of the delt a little better. Clearly, she's got some great size in the delts, but because the arm is down, I'm just losing the shape. I want to see that gorgeous curve up here, closer to her ear, and then being more level across the top. So you just notice the triangle upper body a little bit more. I think she looks really good, super impressive, both of these placings. But yeah, just a little tweak of the posing would be fantastic. But overall, she looks stunning. Okay, next in third place is Celeste, another gorgeous sapphire blue suit. It looks so good on her with her dark tan, just beautiful. I also love all the sheen she has, the gloss on her hip here, her arms. Oh, she looks so good. Even down by her calf, she's just glowy. It's beautiful. She's got absolutely gorgeous legs. The definition here in the side is stunning. Beautiful hamstrings, nice curve to the quad and the back leg. And even though she's got some great definition here, she doesn't have too much going on in terms of lines in the back leg. And I love it on her physique. I think she looks smooth. She looks really round and full. Maybe though in this lineup, when I look at our first place winner, more detail coming through on the quad probably would have been a good thing just to show a little bit more of each individual part. But I still think she looks really good in her own physique. I'm sure I've said this before, I do find that she's still too sideways in her upper body, like having to stretch the arms so far backwards. I would love if she can keep everything a profile from here down, but then just to twist the shoulders more forward so that the arm can fall more downwards and we can see that triangle shape a little bit better. I just feel like right now it's too straight in the upper before we get to this amazing lower body. But man, her legs are just gorgeous. Her skin tone is gorgeous. She looks absolutely just glowy and beautiful, and I think she's doing amazing. Okay, next in second place is Carlotta. Fabulous posing. So this is what I mean about a little bit more of that level shoulder. You really notice that triangle shape. You see the lat. The arm is a little bit back, but not overly. It's kind of just falling. It looks really good, really natural, not overly contorted, and yet she's still very much in a profile position in the lower body. So I think she's nailing it. You get to see the lat. You see the nice curve of the shoulder. You see her small midsection. You see the curve of the glute and beautiful hamstrings. Great fullness, great size. The only thing I would say is maybe she could pull this foot a little more forward, maybe come higher up on the toe, just so that this amazing quad isn't obstructing so much of this back leg. I want to see a little bit more of the hamstring here, a little bit more of the detail coming through in the quad. I also think she could have had a little bit more of the groove coming through here, just a bit sharper in the lines, even though I think her midsection looks really detailed and firm. Great shoulders. The hair could be to the back so that I could see the other delt a little bit better. And I also feel like her suit, while it's a beautiful color, could have just been pulled a little bit lower for a bit more coverage. But the color is great. The makeup is a nice, bright, feminine, coordinating shades. So I think she did a great job. Second place is very impressive. All right, first place, Alexis. Insane. She looks unreal. Best I've ever seen her. Everything is just popping. Look at all of the detail coming through in her quad. That is nutty. Nobody else on the stage has this kind of definition, while still also having this fullness and this round shape. Like, I don't know how she did it. She looks lean. She's got the oblique. She's got the abs. She's got crazy, beautiful curves and definition in the arms, but still is curvy and round everywhere she needs to be. She looks unreal. The suit is absolutely gorgeous, with her hair, with her skin, just amazing. Her posing is flawless. She does something a little different with her foot here than the other girls do. She's not trying to maintain that profile shape. She is very much bringing the knee towards the judges, showing off the quad, rotating the leg here. It's just such a cool look. Tiny waist, triangular upper body. Like, what can I say? Everything is perfect. The only thing, if I have to give one tiny little critique, I'm not crazy about the shade of her tan. Compared to the others, she's less of a brown, like that rich, deep color. It's still even, it's still dark, so I'm not like hating it, but I'm not crazy about the actual shade of the tan itself. But otherwise, I think she's like unreal. Okay, so here's everyone side by side. Gorgeous. Again, Samara with the posing. I don't think she's flattering her upper body enough with the way that her shoulder is and her hand is pulling. Carlotta, beautiful size in the legs, but my gosh, the hamstrings on Alexis, unreal. Celeste, really detailed. You got a lot of conditioning. The line is very clear and easy to see here. And what a tiny waist. Really nice, but certainly not as much in the upper body as we're seeing on some of the other girls. Esmeralda looks beautiful. I'm loving this curve on the top of her glute here. It was a great top 5. Now, from behind, here's where Alexis really gets it. I think she's got a lot of width in this middle part of her glute. You just see so much size, but it's full at the top and the sides and even coming into the bottom part of her glute here. Carlotta beside her has a little bit more of the fullness on the top, but then comes in a bit more narrow compared to Alexis. The other thing I noticed with Alexis is the balance between the size of those glutes and the size of her legs. She really has a lot of muscle density in the legs. I think Samara also has a really nice balance between the size of the quad sweep and the size of the glutes. Esmeralda maybe could have a little more size in the glutes compared to the legs. I notice the fullness and roundness of those curvy legs a little bit more than the fullness and roundness of the glutes. Great tie-ins though, really nice definition. Overall, everybody looks fantastic. Carlotta maybe is pinching a little too much. I'm kind of losing some of that shape in her back here. Alexis really nailed it. I think everybody looked amazing, but wow. Okay, now in terms of Olympia, there she is, added to the list. Okay, pro figure. In first place, Lena. Second, Maggie. Third, Manon. Fourth, Ashley. And fifth, Amanda. So here's Amanda in 5th place, as well as our first place winner in the Masters. So good. She looks crazy. Unreal definition coming through in her legs. Really nice V-taper. I love her shoulders. The height, the width, like the width of the actual delt itself is so impressive. Really great V-taper. Nice definition in her abs. Beautiful detail. Look at all these lines in her legs. Like, she's full, she's round, she's detailed. She looks great. I do think that the tan could have been darker across her shoulders here. It looks like a slightly lighter shade than the legs. Now, it could just be the lighting, of course, and the way that the photo picked it up. And then in terms of the conditioning, I feel like we've got some great detail coming through on the sides of her delt, and obviously a lot here, but there's almost like a blank slate right in here. So I don't know if there's any way to get just a little bit more of the lines in this area so that we see that same level of detail from head to toe. That's really it. I think she looks beautiful. Great suit. Even the look on her face, she looks so confident and gorgeous, and she really nailed it. Okay, next and fourth is Ashley. Beautiful V-taper, beautiful tiny waist. I love how like 3D her quad muscles are. Like you're seeing each individual area so nicely outlined. She's got great definition all the way from the delts, down the lats, down the midsection, nice lines in the abs, and then grooves all the way up her hips. Like she just looks great. She looks lean. She looks very curvy. The delts are rounded. The lats are rounded. Fabulous small midsection. I think she's got really nice balance between the size of the legs and the size of the upper body as well. Just a very nice flow over the silhouette. I do think she could have a bit more curve to the quads in this top part. I don't know how. Maybe it's not possible, but I feel like there's a bit of a straightness here, and then you get the bulge and that beautiful curve. Perhaps even just by turning out the toes, that could help to show the sweep a little bit more in a rounded way. But that's all I can think of. I think she looks great. Beautiful suit. I like that the suit has almost like an outlining in like a darker shade. So it looks fabulous. She did amazing. All right, next is Manon in third. Oh my gosh, she looks so good. She's so impressive. Just huge, round, curvy muscles. The quads are big. They're round. They're full. They're so outlined in 3D and pumped. Big lats, big delts, beautiful overall V-taper, and just the X frame is gorgeous. Wide to narrow and right back out to wide. Great curves, great definition. Her abs look amazing. Her suit is really fun. It's got all kinds of beautiful swirls, and she just ties it all together really nicely with the makeup, coordinating with the pink. I think she just looks stunning. The only thing I'm not crazy about are the shoes. I find the platform to be a little bit too big. It just draws my eyes to her shoes when I don't want to even think about the shoes. I want to think only about her legs. So that's my only suggestion, would be to have a little bit less prominent of a platform. That's it. I think she did really amazing. Great shape, great fullness, great definition. Okay, here's Maggie in second place. Gorgeous as well. Like, my gosh, all of these women are amazing. Essentially flawless. Absolutely beautiful lat spread. It's the first thing I noticed on her, is just this width that she gets right in those lats leading up to the delts. It's unreal. Really nice curve in the delts as well. Nice ab definition, really nice small waist, and I love the fit of her suit. I think the straps coming up so high are incredibly flattering to her shape. It makes you look at this triangle so clearly. The V is there. I'm also loving that gorgeous curve she has in her quads. The curves start right at the top of her hip, and man, a lot of detail in the legs. This teardrop on either side of the knee looks just incredible. So I think she nailed it. Her tan, all of the sheen and the gloss highlighting the quads, the abs, the delts. It looks beautiful. Her hair is lovely. Her suit is lovely. Again, I have nothing critical to say. All of these women are just so on it. Every level is perfect, and she looks amazing. Okay, now in first place is Lena. Okay, clearly the definition on Lena, the conditioning, the detail is next level. We haven't seen anybody this lean in the legs in particular on this in this top 5. I think it is very standout how much detail we see in the quads and how tiny her waist is. She's got an incredible amount of beautiful detail in her abs. Like, they're just so well defined, nice fullness to the lats, good roundness in the delts. The V-taper is extremely easy to see. The suit fit is perfect. Look at how high. The straps come up higher than her belly button. Like, that's unreal. It looks really good. It makes her waist look so narrow, and just draws your eye to that V shape. The balance between upper and lower is so good too. I think the curve to the delt and the width in the delts looks really good compared to the curve and the width in the quad sweep. I think she has to be a little bit careful with the delt on this side. I don't know whether it's like where the elbow is or even the wrists, just to make sure that we don't sell herself short with the curviness and fullness of the delts right on the sides here. It's a little bit more of a straightness, but it could just be this one pose. Maybe I didn't pick the right picture, but overall, I think she looks amazing. And the huge smile on her face is contagious. The tan could have been a tiny bit darker though. I feel like, particularly in the lineup, she's not as deep toned as the rest. Okay, here's everybody. The waistline on Lena is nuts. And then the definition in her legs is also nuts. And the balance between top to bottom, she just looks so put together. Not the largest. I think Manon beside her has a lot more size, a wider breadth between the shoulders, larger quad sweep. I think Maggie has a really impressive V-taper in particular, but Lena just has this really nice overall package. And then the conditioning is so good. It's so clear to see. And the waistline is tiny. But everybody has amazing features. I think Amanda has some fabulous size. Her legs in particular look really good. Ashley, so nicely conditioned. I think her shoulders have a really great shape. Nice ab definition, good fullness in the legs. But my eye just keeps going back to Lena and the crazy detail and the tiny waist. And then from behind, Lena's back just opens up so big. She has a lot of mass in the lats here. Really, though, the small waist makes her V look incredible. I think she'll have to be really careful with the shoulders. I mentioned them before. I think she needs to have a little bit more curve and roundness up top to compare to someone like Manon. But still, her V-taper looks really good. The detail coming down the back of her legs, stunning. I definitely notice on Maggie the quad sweep, same with Manon, but Manon catches my eye for her glutes. Definitely the largest, the roundest on this stage in the top 5. So Lena is a more petite package, a less exaggerated shape in terms of the bigness and fullness of the muscles when you compare her to the girls beside her. Like, just look at the quads. She's a lot more subtle, but the V is really there and just a really overall gorgeous shape. So, of course, in terms of Olympia, there she is, added to the list. Okay, women's physique. In first place, Tracy. Second, Olivia. Third, Robin. Fourth, Lorraine. And fifth, Autumn. So here's Autumn in fifth. My gosh, if this is fifth place, I don't even know what is happening because she looks incredible. The definition, the leanness, the tiny waist, the curves in her quads. She looks amazing. The X frame is so good. Her suit is pretty. Her hair is really bright. You look at her smile. Her posing looks fabulous. Like, she just nailed everything. She looks so good. Maybe if I have to be a little bit critical of what put her into fifth, I do feel like the legs have a bit more of a curve to them, whereas her upper body has more of like sharp angles. So it's like straight into the V taper in the top and then curvy bottom. So I wouldn't mind if somehow she could get a little bit more of that curvy shape into her upper body, just so that there's a little bit more of like that equal look between the top and the bottom. That's the only thing I can think of. I think she looks unreal. Great size. The waistline, the ab definition, her abs are perfect. Like complete straight lines. It's so good. She looks unreal. Okay, next and fourth is Lorraine. Beautiful as well. She does have that more curvy look. The curvy delt, the curvy bicep, the curvy lat. Nice, very trim midsection, and then the curvy quad. And look at that hamstring. Gorgeous. So I really like the overall look of her physique. Nothing kind of stands out as being different. Everything really goes together beautifully. I wish she had put her hair to the back just so we could see the delts a little bit better. And the other thing I'm not crazy about is the suit bottoms. The reason I'm not crazy about them is I feel that the white crystals almost look like a belt, and they're going almost completely horizontally across her body. So rather than playing up the V shape, I'm seeing like my eye is being drawn to this very bright white line that just goes straight across her body and cuts her off at the hip. So I think the straps should be thinner, they should be higher, maybe a little lighter on the white, have a bit more of the red ombreing up so that it just draws your eye more to the V shape of her upper body coming into the lower body and less of a hip hugger. That's the only thing I can comment on because I think her physique looks great. She's got nice fullness, nice roundness, beautiful definition in the quads in particular. And she's gorgeous. She looks unreal. I think I've said unreal a whole bunch of times this video. Everybody is blowing me away. Okay, next and third is Robin. Okay, see what I mean about the suit? Her straps are really thin. They go a little bit more towards the belly button, and then it's more of this V shape in the cut of the front. Plus, the design is really drawing your eye downwards and then back upwards up here. So your eye just goes really clearly to this V shape. I love it. I think they're a really strategic cut, nice design. The design of the top actually draws my eye to her lats as well. I'm going from the middle out to the width. It's perfect. She's got an extremely impressive midsection, tiny waistline, great ab definition, beautiful legs. The detail coming through in her quads is really awesome. Nice size in this hamstring here. I think the lats maybe could be a little bit wider just to really balance with the wideness of the quad sweep. And shoulders, I feel like she could have a little bit more of that really high round shape to the delts. I see it a bit more on this side than I do on that side. So I want to make sure symmetry is perfect, but I think she could have a little bit more, just a little. But overall, I think she looks great. Love the suit, love the makeup, and I love that her hair is up and off her face. Okay, next in second place is Olympia. Oh my gosh. Doesn't her skin look beautiful? She's so smooth and buttery, and like her skin looks soft and glorious, but still so much definition and hardness coming through. Like I'm not seeing vascularity or graininess or anything. It's just so beautiful. Gorgeous legs. The quad sweep is so cool. Really nice round shape, and what a nice amount of size of the quad compared to the size of the hamstring. Like, I think she really has some beautiful balance in the legs, and the definition is gorgeous. It's so flattering. I love that the line comes all the way up to her hip. Her abs are so perfect. Easy to see, but also the lines are like drawn on with a ruler. Beautiful definition, great lats, gorgeous biceps. I do think Olympia could have more shoulder. I find it's a little bit straight here across the top. Maybe if her hair was moved a little bit off of just this corner of her top so that we could see the dip a little bit more, but I think a tiny bit more size so that you have more of that really exaggerated height coming through in this pose would be lovely. But that's the only thing I can think of because she looks really good. And now in first place, both in the Open and Masters, is Tracy. Wow, she's big, she's tall, she's wide, she's got round quads, round lats, round delts. Look at her arms. There's so much size in the biceps and the triceps. Just incredible. The mass, the density, the fullness, and these quads look like they're trying to burst right out of her skin. They're so pumped, absolutely beautiful. The fit of her suit is perfect. The straps come nice and high. Although if I'm being really judgmental here, this side is a little lower than that side. So I'd be careful just so that to bring that one up so that they're both level and equal and nothing is throwing off any kind of symmetry issues. I love her posing. I think you clearly see the X frame on her body. Her hair is up. It's gorgeous. It's out of the way. You see her delts. Her makeup is flattering with the color of the suit. Like everything about her looks amazing. Really impressed with those legs. Okay, so here's the side by side. Tracy's lats catch my eye right off the bat. They're really round, really curved, and then her waistline, it just goes and goes and goes. A long torso with such a small waist. And then the legs, beautiful. The curve, the sweep, the definition, this teardrop is massive. Absolutely gorgeous. I think Olympia beside her, her abs look crazy good. Really nice roundness in the legs, but not as much mass up in the shoulders for sure. It's so difficult. Everybody is so big and so muscular. I look at Lorraine and I really notice her shoulders here. Robin, the lats look really amazing. Autumn, I notice her legs. Olympia, I notice the abs, I notice the legs, but with Tracy, I notice everything. It's just such a width and a tiny narrowness and then a width again. The X is undeniable. From behind, Tracy's legs are crazy. The definition into the hamstrings, Olympia in second place, is not as clearly defined as we're seeing on Tracy. And the glutes are so shredded. They're really nicely outlined, just firm and a great shape. Robin beside her, I think, has some nice size as well. But I really love the balance in the size of Tracy's legs with the size of her glutes. Tiny waistline on Autumn from behind, and Lorraine actually really catches my attention here. But I'm just loving the fullness in Tracy's back, the tiny waist, and then that crazy fullness in her legs. So of course, there she is, added to the list. And now for women's bodybuilding. In first place, Ava. Second, Sheena. Third, Nadia. Fourth, Gabriella. And fifth, Kina. So here's Kina in fifth place. Check out her conditioning. She is so shredded. Look at her calves. There are lines right from her ankles. It's so impressive. She looks super lean, beautiful full quad, but the hamstring looks really good in this pose. Her arms are nutty, really big delts. Look at all of the detail you're getting and that separation. It's gorgeous. Her chest has great detail. She's just beautiful. I love her blonde hair. I love the color of her suit. I think she could have done like a more purpley lip to coordinate with the suit even more. The only thing I'm noticing is perhaps she has to be just a little bit careful of her midsection. Even in this pose, I know the hands are covering it. I would want to make sure she's really maintaining that tightness and really pulled in the abs and try to make us really see the twist. But overall, I think she's stunning. The conditioning is next level. Okay, here's Gabriella in fourth place, but also first place in our Masters division. She looks crazy. The legs are huge, lots of detail coming through. This line going all the way up her hip here is great. Nice ab definition, beautiful lines and detail coming through. I love how like surrounded her biceps are. Really nice. I do feel like she could have a little bit more detail coming through into the inside part of her legs here, and perhaps, I don't know whether there's a bit of a leaning in her posing, but just a little bit more tightness in the midsection, just a tiny bit more. You'll see what I mean when we have her side by side. Some of the other competitors just have a little bit more smoothness in the midsection itself, but overall, my gosh, her size, the X, her arms impress me so much. The detail, but also just the size. It's gorgeous. I think she looks really good. Her silhouette looks great. I think she could have maybe a little bit more size in the lats just to really extend that V taper. But overall, she's nailing it. And I love the color of the suit. I love her curly hair. Big smile, beautiful posing. I think she's really flattering this leg very well. So a job very well done. Okay, next and third is Nadia. Unreal. Her legs, wow. They're so full and so much detail. The vascularity, the leanness, the lines, the little teardrops here, the giant teardrops just pop right out of her legs. It's so good. She's got great definition in her abs. Her skin looks really tight. Her arms look fabulous. Nice pop to the biceps. Just gorgeous. I'm not crazy though about this kind of, I don't know what you want to even call it. She's got like a bit of a crunching that she's doing right here. So this side of her oblique is more crunched and then this side is more stretched. I think she could just stand more straight up and down so that you see the X a little bit more clear. So on this side, I have the X like from elbow to waist and out. But on this side, it's like smaller and it's less exaggerated and it's not so symmetric. So I know that this is super flattering to her midsection and it looks really cool, but in terms of seeing the symmetry and the balance, I think she could definitely benefit from being a little bit more up and down and having a bit more straightness to the torso itself. That's about it. I think it's a minor tweak. Her physique itself looks incredible. She's super impressive. And wow, what a great third place. Next and second is Sheena. Okay, so Sheena isn't crunching in any way. She's really standing straight up and down. And my gosh, what a great look at her physique we get. Her midsection is beautiful. The detail in her abs, the tiny narrow waist, the smoothness and flatness in the lower part of her stomach is really stunning. The lats look nice and full. I love how the triangles of her suit are really close to the middle of her body, so you see nothing but skin and lat on the sides. It looks awesome. Her arms are massive. Great amount of size in these biceps, the triceps. I think she could have a bit more delt so that there's a bit more of the popping, that rounded shape up in here. But that's about it. I think your eye is drawn to her V. You see the fullness in her legs. You see the beautiful round shapes. She's got nice detail coming through in the quads. She just looks beautiful. The color of her suit, the hair, the bangs, the smile. She just looks pretty. I love it. Everything she's doing is amazing. And now in first place is Ava. Oh my gosh, her upper body is nutty. The roundness in the lats, wow. There is so much curve and so much width. It's just so eye-catching. Then she's got big round shoulders, big, beautifully outlined biceps. Her triceps have this great dip on the bottom of her arms. Just Wow, the upper body is so cool. Nice midsection, not as ab-alicious as some of the other competitors, but a smooth, beautiful, flat midsection and gorgeous quad sweep. The size and the detail coming through in the legs is stunning. She just looks really good. The X, the way she's posing is perfect. She's really tall. She's really upright. You see the width coming into the narrow waist right there and then right back out to her wide legs. Beautiful. I think the pink suit is very pretty, but the tan needs to be darker so it pops more against her skin. That is my only critique. I think she just really looks amazing. Okay, so here's everyone side by side. Gorgeous. The definition coming through on Kina's legs is unreal. I think to have even more of a small midsection, she can have more lat so that you see the V a little bit more clear than you do now with the way her lats are here. Nadia, beautiful legs, great features, but yeah, I'm just not crazy about this kind of crunched in, twisted pose that she's doing. I think when you have Kina and Sheena on either side, standing so tall and upright, really showing off the length in their bodies, it's just a more flattering pose. Sheena, beautiful. Her suit bottoms honestly could come up a little bit higher, I think, rather than ending at her hip. I feel like they could come a little bit closer to her belly button to really draw your eye more to that V shape. Ava, the lats are next level. Nobody has the size and the width and the curve that she has in her upper body. But definitely the tan could have been darker. Gabriella, beautiful. The detail in the abs, the detail in the legs. I love the color of her suit. I think her posing looks really good. Everybody is stunning. And then from behind, Sheena's glutes definitely stand out. They are so round and full. Great size in her legs. But Ava definitely has more detail coming through in the back of her legs. Her glutes are even more carved out. Very lean, and I'm loving the mass she has in her back here. It's like so full it's spilling over her suit, that how big and giant the muscles are in her back. It's just gorgeous. Nadia, I'm loving her glutes here. I think she's got a really great size, beautiful detail coming through in her back. Kina, unreal definition in the back of her legs. Everybody, Gabriella, her delts, her biceps, her upper body in here in this pose looks really fabulous. But Ava with those lats and just this crazy amount of mass here, and then the detail and the etched out glutes, she really took it. And there she is, added to the list. So that's it for last weekend's recaps. There were a lot of them, and now there are 3 more shows coming up this weekend. So make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for those recaps. I'll be back as soon as I can. Give me a like if you like this video, comment your thoughts below, and come find me. I'm on Instagram at turquoise toffee.